Fortnite Season 4 is just 2 days away from releasing, and considering we aren't getting many leaks as everything was revealed through the trailer, the hype is still really high and everyone is really excited about Chapter 5 Season 4, so much so that some people are saying it might even be better than the original Marvel season. To figure this question out, I think we need to take a look at what Chapter 2 Season 4 Nexus War did really well, and if the next season of Fortnite can actually replicate that and maybe do even better. The first thing I think Season 4 did really well of Chapter 2 was it brought characters to Fortnite that people had always wanted in the game, especially ones like Iron Man, Captain America too, but mainly Iron Man. We had that guy saying there was the Iron Man jetpack in the game, and then eventually it did come to the game, which made it even more exciting. So can Season 4 of Chapter 5 replicate that? Well, if we're talking about bringing really iconic Marvel characters to Fortnite, I've actually heard a lot of people say this Battle Pass literally can't do that. Some would say this is being pessimistic, but it's actually kind of fair. I mean, if you think about it, Fortnite already has your Spider-Mans, your Iron Mans, and your Hulks in the game, so there aren't really that many iconic Marvel characters to pick from anymore. That being said, I still think this Battle Pass lineup is amazing. We've got War Machine, who's still fairly well known. He was in some of the MCU movies. We've got Shuri, who was also recently introduced with the Black Panther movies. The main two here that I think are quite random is Emma Frost and Gwenpool, but people are still excited about these guys. And then of course we've got Doctor Doom, Captain Jonesy, who's based off Cap America, Mysterio, who everyone knows, and Pilverine, who's obviously based off Wolverine. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's about half-half with this Battle Pass, which honestly it was the same out of Chapter 2 Season 4 as well. I didn't know who She-Hulk was until she did this. I didn't know who Mystique was. I mean, call me uncultured, I also didn't know who Storm was. But yeah, I'd say out of all these skins in the Battle Pass, other than Emma Frost and Gwenpool, most people know about these characters, or at least in some cases, they know who the characters are based on. But could Chapter 5 Season 4 still be as good and maybe even better than Chapter 2 Season 4? Well, maybe if we're talking about gameplay. Now, before you come and attack me in the comments, there's actually a little button just above the comments section, and I mean, if that's still red for you, like, I'd suggest you click it, because there's going to be a lot more videos like this coming throughout Season 4. Now, Chapter 2's Marvel season had some really iconic mythics. Mainly, we had the Iron Man's Unibeam, the Wolverine Claws, and the Doctor Doom Energy Orb mythic. But can Chapter 5 Season 4 make better mythics than this? Honestly, I think it already has. First of all, we have the Mysterio mythic with him disappearing and then cloning. It's basically you can make yourself invisible and make a bunch of clones, and then until all those clones either despawn or are killed, you stay invisible. Next, we have Shuri's Claws, which seem to also have some movement abilities built into them. It's similar to Wolverine, but it's got some new additions. And we will also have Pilverine's Claws too, but there's two really strong ones that I think are going to be super iconic. We have Captain Jonesy's mythic Ricochet shield, which can bounce off players that you hit and kill other people. And then we've got the War Machine armory. Like, holy shit. We've got a turret, we've got a jetpack, we've got cannons on his arms. So I'd say in gameplay, this will actually be more significantly game-changing than the previous one by far. And look, maybe that's because Epic have over time learned how to make better mythics, but we're not basing it off the time here. It's just the fact that these mythics are much more detailed and they feel really fresh in the loot pool. Another thing that Chapter 2 Season 4 did really well though was mid-season updates. The most iconic one of all time being Stark Industries, which was just incredible. So can Chapter 5 Season 4 do this? Well, more than likely, like the Greek season, the trailer will show items that aren't there on the release of the season. I'd say, or at least I'm hoping we have the War Machine thing on release, but like the Shuri Claws and also especially the Doctor Doom mythic because he's the secret skin, they are more likely to come later into the season. So in terms of new additions to the loot pool, I say will be completely sorted for updates. We do not need to worry about that. In terms of new characters coming, we will definitely get the Fantastic Four collab. We'll also probably get some of those drop-in POIs like we have with the Black Panther and Ant-Man, especially considering we have Rift Beacons Marvel themed on the map right now, but that depends if they're still there next season. And maybe it won't be as iconic as Stark Industries, but I think Latveria will become a very sought after POI in seasons to come. Back to the gameplay, from the trailer it looks like Hitscan is back, which means this will be one of the biggest seasons in terms of gameplay for the whole chapter. The evidence of this we have is the Stark rifle, which was very Hitscan in Chapter 2, and then we have the dual SMGs. To me they look like machine pistols, but everyone's calling them SMGs, and these look to be very accurate without any bullet drop, which is just amazing. It's just going to make the game feel way better. And now we come to the final point. Chapter 2 Season 4 had a really good end live event. Now, unfortunately, given the circumstances of Chapter 5, the end live event of next season probably will not be nearly to the same scale as the one in Chapter 2. More realistically, it'll probably be similar to the style of the seasonal mini events that we've been getting, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually not disappointed by these events at all. Considering the mini event at the end of Chapter 5 Season 4 will have to lead somehow into Chapter 2 OG, I'd say it will be pretty massive. Not only that, the story throughout the seasons in Chapter 5 is also becoming pretty solid too. Next season we've got Jones, Hope, and Peely, who are all three really strong and developed Fortnite characters. Jones we love because he's been through so much shit and now he finally gets to fight for what he wants to fight for. Hope, we learn about her struggles and her family and her whole connection to Pandora's box, and I love how all of that's still relevant after 3 seasons. And then of course we have Peely, our favorite linchpin banana holding together all of reality. And then they're also teaming up with the X-Men against Doom, who's really well known, especially with the Robert Downey Jr. announcement. Like, I feel like Fortnite's setting this up to include some really iconic storytelling. Like, the story of Chapter 5 Season 3 really gave Hope a strong place in my heart. I really care about her as a character. I think the main thing here is voice acting too. Like we saw in the recent event, there was voice acted parts, and Hope having an actress just makes her so much more significant to the story in my eyes. And it's interesting to see, Epic have actually put out a survey about the character Hope. They ask, have you been following her questline? What do you think's happened to her? Are you still using her as a skin? Do you still care about her? And this is all at the works of Charlie Wen, who is the new creative director for Fortnite and Epic Games as a company. He is starting to put more in. As I said, the Explosion event was absolutely phenomenal. We can also see him with a bunch of Peelys at the D23 announcement event, and it seems like he's really into this, and absolutely so am I. So, by the looks of it, Fortnite is perfectly crafting a really iconic season for the few years to come. I guarantee this will be looked back on with such fond memories, unless of course everything gets vaulted after a week because a competitive player is crying. But as for whether or not it'll be even better than Chapter 2 Season 4, we'll be getting that answer in just 2 days.